I found out I was pregnant with our first child at the beginning of February. My husband and I are thrilled and we ultimately just want a healthy baby. However, it is difficult to ignore some of the disappointment and fear around being pregnant during a pandemic. My husband was not allowed to come to my appointment to witness our first ever ultrasound. Thankfully, I did get to FaceTime him. We could not tell our parents the happy news in person, despite living only a handful of miles from them. Each doctor appointment brings anxiety about contracting the virus while there. I am worried about losing my job and what that would mean for maternity leave and financially supporting the baby. And the future is still uncertain as to whether my husband will be allowed to be in the delivery room with me when the baby is born, and whether our families can visit the baby afterward. I understand we are lucky in many ways and people have it way worse than us. But there are lots of complex emotions involved in pregnancy during pandemic, to say the least, as I'm sure many are facing with major life events happening right now. Everyone rushed home, leaving behind our belongings, our plans, our jobs, and our friends. Desperate for some sense of normalcy, I tried to stay productive during my first 2 weeks in quarantine. Over the past few days though, I've settled into a slower rhythm. I am just so grateful to have food and shelter and my health. And I will see my friends again eventually, and I will return to my campus eventually, and I will find a job again hopefully soon. And I will feel light again eventually. Until then, I'll be distracting myself with Siampersensky, the Swedish melodrama, the restaurant, binge it, and connect for game nights with my dad. As long as our losses continue to stay steady, my company may actually avoid layoffs and the unpaid vacations entirely. With the flexibility of a small team and the government assistance programs being implemented, we're in a scary but decent position. I never thought my tiny tech startup would be the one to come out of this relatively okay. It's been interesting to see how companies with similar clients and offerings are managing this time so differently. We definitely are in a crazy point in history, but we'll all get through it together. I'm a nurse on the front lines and it's pretty freaking scary. I know everyone is struggling right now and it's a pretty frustrating experience, but as a healthcare worker I am voluntarily exposing myself to the virus. We currently have masks and proper protective equipment at my hospital, but we are unsure how long it will last. I'm working longer hours and days than I normally do. I'm always freaked out about taking something contaminated home to my family or leaving my clothes and shoes in the garage enough. My anxiety has never been higher.